Accelerated B. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Y'all be killing me with these accelerated programs. Like nursing school is fast enough and hard enough, and then like you go and do the the accelerated BSN programs. I'm just like, whoo, hats off to you. But hey, you can do it. Many have gone before you, and many will come after you. So congratulations on y'all nursing school journey. I'm gonna give people just a couple of seconds to come in, and we'll get the screen set up. This is on YouTube, so if you would like to replay or watch the replay of this session, this and other session is on my YouTube channel. A Blessed RN is the same name, and there are other videos that have broken down problems and stuff. Hey, how you doing, Chanel? Number 5. You fancy, huh? All right. Y'all go ahead and double tap that screen for me. Let's send some algorithms, some lights out to the algorithm. Let them know that the nursing students are studying dosage calculations and you can't hold us down. Nope. I lost my dosage calc Riz. Wait a minute. You need to go find it. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on. What you did? So what come back. You can't just put that there and then leave. What happened? Because once you have the Riz should stay. Unless you try to like dibble and dabble and mess with the Riz. Because the Riz is what it is. You had a mental breakdown, so I'm back to revise and learn. Okay. No, I'm not opening the door. I'm sorry. All right. So, hey to my YouTube watchers. Thank you for tuning in. I will get this queued up tonight. I got a good mix of things, but I really just want to kind of focus on some of the questions that have like day versus dose and like how you use it and how you pick out which words, like the wording and like the fluff and how you set it up. So, hey, Danny boy, Bo Benny. How you doing? So if you like dimensional analysis, put a 1 in the comments for me. If you like desired over half, put a 2 in the comments for me. Here to support my wife. Yes, yes. We love good husbands, good supportive husbands. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. We love that. We love it. We love it. Okay. Alrighty. So what we'll do is we'll get this screen queued up. So what I'll do, since we got a mix, we've got some 1s in there, we've got some 2s in there. So I'll do it dimensional analysis, and then I'll do it desired or with like formulas, so we can kind of have a mix, because I don't want to leave anybody out, because not everybody likes dimensional. I didn't like dimensional when I was in school, but afterwards, yeah. I really had come to an understanding where I love dimensional analysis. I didn't like it when I was a pharmacy technician. I felt like it was cumbersome and tedious and it was just too much. But, hey, here we are. Come on, thing. I know I had, what we doing? It says casting disconnected. No, it's not. It just said it was connected. So what are we doing? Hey, she's a hard one tonight. I thought it was hard every time, but hey, okay. All right, so you know how we what we do. Oh, y'all, and so happy Nurses Week. LPNs who are bridging. So, in order to contribute to the nursing population, I want. All right, they're trying to stop my flow. Talk about some disconnected. Whoa. All right. You sneak hard ones in there sometimes. Rock out world. I have to keep it funky. What they say, spontaneous and all this stuff. All right. Boom. So here we go. We're going to start off with some metric conversions, okay? So we have 12 cups equals how many mLs? So what I like to do is when I start, I like to write out what I start off nice and easy. That's how Tina Turner said, right? And no, we don't ever never okay, I don't know. Anyways, so we'll start off with what we know, and you put your puzzle pieces or your relationships, your conversions, whatever you want to call it, to the side so you won't have to wreck your brain, okay? All right, and we'll say that we are looking for milliliters, so we know that there are, okay, 1 cup equals what? 8 ounces. We know that. We know things. And we know that we can do 1 ounce is 30 milliliters. So we've got cups, ounces, and milliliters. All right, boom. And thank you for the gifts. I really appreciate it. They're not required or mandatory, but greatly appreciated. And thank you for the likes and the shares too, okay? All right, so what I like to do is start with what I'm looking for. So if we're doing, and I don't really know that there's a formula for conversions. I mean, unless you just kind of set them up like a ratio. But so if that's how you desire people like to do that, is let me know in the comments. But yeah, so I'll start what I'm looking for. So I'll use this puzzle piece right here. So I'll do 30 mLs. And I need to move my keyboard so I can have some space, is 1 ounce, okay? And then we've got ounces on the bottom, so we need ounces at the top, because what's at the bottom has to cross out with what's on the top. That's the name of the game. That is what you're going to do on every single problem, like these easy peasy lemon squeezy ones to the hard ones that we'll get to, okay? So we'll use this puzzle piece now. So I'll do 8 ounces is 1 cup, and you see how I'm keeping everything that's together, that's in a relationship or a conversion together. They can flip-flop. They have to stay together though, okay? And then we've got cups at the bottom, so I'll put right here 12 cups. And it's not with anything, so I'll put it over 1. And it crosses out, so we'll do 30 times 8 times 12. So you multiply across the top, you multiply across the bottom, then you divide the top by the bottom. There are all ones on the bottom, so we don't have to worry about that in this instance. So 30 times 8 times 12 equals 2,880 mLs. Not too bad, not too shabby. All right, boom. Okay, so now let's throw some fractions up in there. Y'all comfortable with fractions? I like fractions. All right, so this one we will have to do cups to milliliters. All right, so she said, whoa, you told me to do hard ones, so here you go. All right, so we know that 1 cup is what? 8 ounces, right? And we know that 1 ounce is 30 mLs. So we'll have to take care of this fraction first. So to make a mix a mixed fraction into an improper fraction, you will, so this is the whole number, right? And this is the fraction. So we know the bottom part is the denominator. The top part is the numerator. So you'll multiply the whole number by the bottom number. So that's going to be 24. Then you add the top number to that, okay? So that's going to be 26. And then you put it over your denominator. Does that make sense? We all together? Did I lose somebody? She said, this is exactly why I fail. Well, I don't want fractions to take you out. No. We're bigger than fractions, okay? So once we have converted the fraction, then we can do it like we would normally do. All right, so I'm going to erase it and move it out the way. We said 26 thirds, right? So that's our new number. 26 third cups equals ml. So if we're looking for milliliters, I start with my mLs. 30 over 1 ounce. We got ounces on the bottom. We need ounces at the top. So we'll do here. 8 ounces is 1 cup. Ounces crosses out, and now we've got cups. And so then we'll put our fraction, right? So 26 on the top, 3 on the bottom, and we'll just say cups, okay? So cup crosses out. So now you multiply all of your numbers across the top, and then you'll divide it by 3 because you got a 3 on the bottom. So we'll do 30 times 8 times 26 divided by 3. And that's going to give us that many mLs. Olivia, I lost you. Okay, so was it the fraction that threw you guys off? So we got a whole number, right? And then you got the fraction part. You'll take these two and you'll multiply. Okay? So 8 times 3 is 24. Then, once you get this part, you take this and you add it. Okay? And so that's going to be 26, because you have pieces that are in thirds, right? Because you got 24 whole pieces, which gave you 8, which is your big number. And then you got 2 more left over. So you got 24, and then you got 2 more. So that's 26. So that's 26 pieces all together. That's in thirds. So yes, you put it back over your denominator. Fractions always take me out. I know they're a little funky. They're a little funky. Okay. So sometimes it takes more than one time to kind of look at it. But yes, you multiply by your whole number times the bottom, which is the denominator. Then you add that top number, which is the numerator, and then you put all of it over your common denominator. Okay. So that's how you do that one. And then you just still put the 26 on the top and the 3 on the bottom when you're setting up your equation for dimensional analysis, just like you would do regularly, okay? Don't let fractions, look, we bigger than fractions. We are bigger than fractions, all right? So I did a penicillin problem, because sometimes when you see a different unit of measure, you get tripped up if it's not a milligram or a microgram, right? So penicillin v potassium, 120,000 units by mouth every 8 hours. Available is penicillin v potassium, 400,000 units per 5 mLs. How many mLs per dose will the nurse administer, right? All right. So this one is a little easy peasy, but hey, we'll do it. So we know that our goal is milliliter per dose, okay? So what do we have to work with? We have our order, which is 120,000 units, okay? And that's one dose. So this is one dose that you would give every 8 hours, okay? And then it says that we have 400,000 units per 5 mLs. So I'm going to do a dimensional analysis first, and then I'll do a desired over half. We good? I think that's a pretty fair compromise, because you know how I feel about my dimensional. But I ain't going to leave y'all desired folks out, because I love y'all too, okay? All right, so if we're looking for milliliter, we start with what we're looking for. Always, 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 okay? Always start with what you're looking for. It's going to make it tons easier. Do you have to? You ain't got to do nothing but stay your ethnicity and die. But it will help you set it up, and it will help you cross your units out, because what we want to get our goal. Everything that is not a part of milliliter on the top and dose on the bottom has to cross out. So I'll put my 5 ml on the top, because that's part of my goal, and I'll put my 400,000 units on the bottom. Okay, so now I've got units on the bottom. I need units on the top. So I'll do my 120,000 units is in one dose. Okay, and the unit crosses out. So now what do we have? Milliliter on the top and dose on the bottom. So what you'll do is put it in the calculator, right? We're going to put all of our numbers in on the calculator and hit multiply on the top. So 5 times 120,000. Once you get to the end of the line there, you're going to hit divide. We're not going to write down all of these zeros, because what if you don't put in the zero that, because there's a lot of zeros, right? And those zeros will greatly affect your answer. And we don't have time to be sitting and taking this more than once and twice and 3 times. No, we need to go ahead and pass this. So we're going to do 5 times 120,000 divide 400,000. Make sure you put in all of your zeros, and then that'll give you 1.5 ml. per dose. Okay? Exactly. So y'all don't forget that the replays are available on my YouTube channel, A Blessed RN. I also have practice sheets and problems on my website, and step-by-step guides as well. Okay, so if for my desired over half people, we desire 120,000 units, and we have 400,000 units in a 5 ml vehicle. So 120,000 times 5 divided by 400,000 is going to be 1.5. All right. She said per. Yes, I love it. Look, Zara, Christina, I am excited because there is a great nursing shortage. I have been in this game for 14 years. I was an LPN for 10, an RN for 4. I have my RN BSN, and I'm tired. I need y'all to come on. We need you. We need you. Nurses come in 2024. That is my motto. Nurse C, get degrees. All right, so this one is a different one. I will do a heparin problem. Okay, but this is a BSA peds dosage one. So what you'll have to do on this is you'll find the BSA based on the height and the weight of the patient, and then you have to put it in a formula. So this one is one of them that does require a formula. Like this is one like all the ones that I can think of besides actually finding a BSA that requires a formula. So we know that the BSA is measured in meters squared, right? So that is going to be the square root of your height, that's in inches, and times your weight, that's in pounds, divided by 3131. Or if you had it in metric numbers, it would be the square root of your height in centimeters times your weight in kilograms divided by 3600, and you take the square root of that. Okay, so we have a pediatric patient that's 28 pounds and 32 inches tall. What is the appropriate dose in milligrams if the average adult dose is 50 milligrams? So remember, I told you that there is a formula to this one. So that is going to be the peds meter squared, so BSA, and then the adult, which is always going to be 1.7. It's a constant, okay? And then you're going to times that by the average adult dose. Okay? So that's what we're looking for. So the first thing we have to do is find the BSA. So we'll use this right here. So our meter square is going to be 32 inches times 28 pounds. Oh, let's see. I didn't write that out right. So she said, wait. Yeah, this is a different one. I had somebody who had requested on how to do it, and I was like, I have never put this on, so I thought I'd throw one in here just to kind of, expose you to it if you hadn't seen it already. But don't worry, I'll put more. But wait, there's more, okay? So we'll put in our calculator as 32 times 28 divided by 3131. And then it equals, and then you'll hit the square root button. So that is going to be 0.53, okay? So what we'll do is we'll use this formula now. So it'll be 0.53 over 1.7, because remember, it's supposed to be a constant, times the adult dose, which is 50 milligrams, okay? So it'll be 0.53 times 50 divided by 1.7. And so the dose is going to be 15.58 milligrams. If this asks us to round to the nearest whole number, you can't see. You can't see. Let's see. Chat box. Move, chat box. If this asks you to round to the nearest whole number, what will our answer be? I want to do nursing. I always have. Okay, well, you can do it. Dosage by weight. Okay, safe dose. Yep, I have safe dose problems. And still trying to figure out the drip rate. I got drip rate on here too. Christina, you're lost on this one. Zara, Christina, you're lost on this one. My goodness, I've never seen this. I leave for 5 minutes and I come back. You told me, Ashley, to go hard, but it's the different one. And a lot of programs don't even use this, but some of them do. And so I was like, well, I don't like to leave folks out. So, it's on the replay. It's on the replay. And I'll include more of them, okay? All right. So, okay, this is what I was talking about tonight that I really want to focus on, because a lot of people, they say they don't know when to use like the frequency in there, when it's like every 12 hours or every 4 hours or divided doses and all of that. This is what we'll do. It will break this down and we'll try to figure out a way so we can get it right here, okay? The prescription for Med-S is for 2.5 milligrams per kilogram per dose every 12 hours, okay? The patient weighs 88 pounds. Med-S is available as 85 grams per 2 ml. What? I think that's supposed to be milligrams. Let's change the milligrams. How many milliliters per day will the nurse administer to the patient and round to the decimal place? So this is going to be milligrams, not grams, okay? All right. Hey, come on now. Finals Thursday and Friday, and you get pinned on the 16th. You have gotten me through. Yes. Yes. Congratulations. I'm so excited for you. Hey, Jewel. Okay. Oh, my gosh. Yes. The end of it. All right. So, listen. Oh, okay. Okay. My cheeks hurt because I'm smiling. I'm excited. All right. So, nurses cometh. This is telling us that this is the amount that's in one dose, and you give one dose every 12 hours, okay? So it is asking us what? How many milliliters per day? So if it asks you milliliters per day, that means that our goal is mLs per day. When it asks you per day, that is when this part right here, which is called the frequency, this is how often you would give one dose. So if this is telling you how much it is for one dose, the frequency is going to tell you how many doses to give in the day, if that makes sense. So when we write our puzzle pieces to the side, we will include the frequency, which is 24 divided by 12. So we know that we'll give 2 doses in one day. Okay. So we've got 2.5 milligrams per kg per dose, and our patient's weight is 88 pounds, and we got 2 doses in one day, because it's 24 divided by 12, because it's every 12 hours we give one dose, so it's 2 doses in one day. Then we've got 88 pounds is our patient's weight, and our medicine is 85 milligrams, because that was a typo, my bad, all right, per 2 ml. So we're looking for milliliter. We start with milliliter, okay? So we'll take this puzzle piece and we'll flip it. We'll do 2 ml over 85 milligrams, okay? Now we got milligrams at the bottom, we need milligrams at the top. So we'll do 2.5 milligrams per kilogram per dose. Milligrams has crossed out. So we already got milliliter as part of our goal. We still need to get day. So kilogram and dose got to go, right? So we've got our patient's weight in pounds. So we'll do 1 kg is 2.2 pounds. Kgs crosses out. You see how we're just going from one side to the other, crossing out of our units and using our puzzle pieces? That's the name of the game. We're not doing any type of math right this second, okay? Pounds is gone. And now we got dose on the bottom, but we need day on the bottom. So we have this puzzle piece right here that's got dose and day in it, don't we? So if I got dose on the bottom, I'll need to put dose at the top so it'll cross out. So there are 2 doses in one day. And now you're left with milliliter per day. Does everybody understand how we set this problem up using dimensional analysis? All right, so we'll do 2 times 2.5 times 88 times 2 divided by 85 divided by 2.2, and that will be 4.7 mLs. What's the one under the 8? So the 88, so it's not with anything, it's by itself. It's more so of a placeholder so that you know to put that 88 on that top string of numbers and not the bottom, because sometimes you can put the weight on the bottom one if it's asking for microgram per kilogram per minute. So that 88 goes at the top. So anything that's over 1 is itself. So it's kind of more so as a placeholder, if that makes sense. Okay. So did y'all get 4.7 mLs? Because it said round to 1 decimal place. Yeah? All right. So for my desired folks, you didn't get that? She said no. Okay. Well, where did we lose you? I'm trying to see what I did do. Because, okay, it's a rounding. Exactly. Right? So, if we did the desired over halfway, we need to first address the weight. Okay? So, that'll be 88 divided by 2.2 because we need to get it in kilograms. So it'll be 88 divided by 2.2, which is 40 kgs, okay? We'll multiply our weight times our order. So that's 2.5 milligrams times 40 kilograms, and that's going to give us how many milligrams in a dose. So 40 times 2.5 is 100 milligrams per dose, okay? So we know that right here it says that we have 1 dose is every 12 hours, and we need to know how much is in the whole day, right? So you can either multiply your doses now and multiply it by 2 and get 200 milligrams in the day, or you can do it at the end of the problem. It's really up to you, okay? So if we have 200 milligrams that we are ordered, and we have 85 milligrams times 2 mLs, that'll be 200 times 2 divided by 85, and then that'll be 4.7 milliliters in the whole day. Okay? So that's how you would do it if you were doing desired over half. It's a little bit more steps if you're math savvy and you like going like that route with, do versus setting it up with dimensional analysis where you just set up your puzzle pieces. But either way works. You see, we got the same exact answer. It's just totally up to you. All right. How y'all doing? Excuse me. I still am trying to get over this sinus infection. So y'all please forgive me. All right, a provider has ordered drug A 2.5 milligrams per kilogram per dose, IM, every 8 hours. The patient weighs 48 kilograms. Available is drug A injection 40 milligrams per ml. How many milliliters should the nurse administer per dose? Round to the nearest tenth, okay? So our goal is to find milliliter per dose, okay? And we have our order, which is 2.5 milligrams per kilogram per dose. It's an IM injection every 8 hours, okay? So on this part, remember we said the frequency is going to tell us how many doses are needed in the day. Is this asking anything about a day? Doesn't our puzzle piece already have dose on the bottom? Right, it's not asking about a day, and it's already got dose in the bottom. So therefore, this part is not going to be needed, okay? If it's not asking about the whole total day, and it told you how many milligrams per kilogram is in 1 dose, that's the part that you're going to need, okay? So the patient weighs 48 kgs, and we've got 40 mgs per ml. If I'm looking for milliliter, I'm going to start with milliliter. So we'll do ml over 40 milligrams. Milligrams is at the bottom. I need milligrams at the top. So 2.5 mgs per kg per dose. Mgs crosses out. Now we've got kgs and doses on the bottom. Dose can stay, milliliter can stay. Kg has got to go because that's not part of our goal. So we've got our patient's weight, which is already converted. So we'll put 48 over 1 is not with anything else, like in a relationship to anything. It's just 48 kilograms. Anything over 1 is itself, okay? And so we've got milliliter on the top and dose on the bottom. And that's that. So now we can put it in our calculator. So we'll do 25 times 48 divided by 40, which is going to be 3 mLs per dose. And since this is 3 mLs, what kind of muscle will we need to put this in? Will we put this in a deltoid or will we put this in the booty? The medius, the gluteus medius. Right, no, put it in the butt. Exactly, okay? So if you were doing this problem with desired over half, you would take your weight, which is already in kilograms, so it'd be 48 kilograms times your dose, so 2.5 milligrams, right? So 48 times 2.5, and that's going to be 120 milligrams per dose, okay? So then you would take your 120 milligrams that you desire over your 40 milligrams that you have in your 1 ml vehicle, and then that's how you answer that. Okay? So that's how you do the desired over halfway. The first way was dimensional analysis. But put it in the glute, right? Is this T's practice? I don't think they have this type of practice. These questions on the T's, I don't know, honestly, because I didn't take the T's. I didn't have to. Or the HESI, like entrance or anything. I just had to take the ACT. I know, I'm telling my age. So I'm not sure what's on the T's, but it's part of nursing school. All right, so here's another one. A nurse is preparing to administer drug P, 15 milligrams per kilogram per day by mouth, divided into in equal 3 doses to a client who weighs 110 pounds. Available is drug P, 125 milligrams per 5 mLs. How many milliliters should the nurse administer per dose? Okay, so this is the same one. It's a milliliter per dose. So that's our goal. Milliliter per dose. Okay, so what do we have? We have, that's our order, and it says per day, right? We know that on the bottom is going to have to be per dose. So we're going to have to use 3 equal doses. Do you see why? Do you see why? Our goal says ml on the top and dose on the bottom. Our order says this is how much that you give in a whole day, and it has to be divided into 3 doses. Do you see how the word and the verbiage and the goal can guide you to what you have to do for your puzzle pieces? I hope that's making sense. I tried to include different ones so you can see different examples. Yeah? Okay. All right. So 15 mgs per kg per day, and it's got 3 doses in 1 day, and then we've got 110 pounds is the weight, and then we have 125 milligrams per 5 ml. All right, so here's dimensional analysis. We are looking for milliliters. I'm going to start with milliliters. All right, so boom, we'll do 5 ml over 125 mgs. 15? I said 15. 15 mgs, 15 mgs. Goodness. All right, milligrams cross out. So we've got kilogram and day at the bottom. Both of those have got to go. So we'll do our kgs first. So our patient's weight is in pounds. So we'll do 1 kilogram is 2.2 pounds. Kgs cancels out. 110 pounds will now cross out. And then we've got day at the bottom. We need dose at the bottom. So we'll use this one. So in 1 day, there are 3 doses. And that's that. Okay? So we'll do 5 times 15 times 110. I'm going to hit divide. 125 divide 2.2 divided by 3. And that'll be 10 mLs per dose. Okay? So now for my desired, we'll first address the weight. That's the first thing you have to do. So 110 divided by 2.2. And that's going to be 50 kgs. We'll take our weight and we'll put it into our order. So that'll be 15 milligrams times 50 kilograms. And that's going to give us the amount for the whole day. So 15 times 50 is 750 milligrams per day. It says that we have 3 equal doses. So we have to divide this by 3. Okay? So 750 divided by 3 is going to be 250 milligrams in one dose. So now we'll take our 250 milligrams that we desire, and we have 125 milligrams in a 5 milliliter vehicle. So 250 times 5 divided by 125 is going to be 10 mLs per dose. Okay? So you see, if you don't really have a good math eye, dimensional is going to be your way. If you like math and you you pay attention to the details, because remember, this one was for the whole day. If we didn't divide this by 3 and you just did 750, then you were going to get the whole day amount, and that'll be wrong. So with desired over half, you have to really pay attention to the details and make sure that you're breaking it down, because sometimes it'll give you the hour, but it wants to know how much it is per minute, or vice versa. So you'll either have to divide by 60 or multiply by 60. This one gave you the whole amount for the entire day. So we had to divide that amount by 3 and then find the amount in that dose. Okay, so that's where you really have to pay attention to when you use desired over half. Dimensional analysis, not so much, because it's going to set up all of your units until you get to that goal. So yeah. What day and time do you normally go live? You want to catch it from the beginning. Oh, Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. Central and Sunday night 7:30 p.m. If you want to catch it and rewatch it, the replay is on my YouTube channel, A Blessed RN. So it's my same name that's on here. Okay. Yep. So if you want to stay for the rest of the night, you are more than welcome to. And you can revisit some of the problems that we have, because it'll be on there as soon as I get off. Yep. All right. Weight base. The medication order reads drug X 12.5 milligrams per kilogram per day by mouth, divided into even doses every 8 hours. The child weighs 112 pounds. Drug X is available in the concentration of, can I do a hearing? Heparin. Yes, I do one right after this one. 200 milligrams per 5 mLs. How many mLs per dose will you administer? And we're going to round to the nearest whole number. Okay. So, what in the heck happened there? My folks on YouTube are dimensional analyzers. I'll be making up words as I go sometimes. Y'all have to excuse me. All right. So ml per dose. All right, so here's your dimensional analysis, okay? So we've got our patient's weight, which is 102 pounds, okay? The order is this: 12.5 milligrams per kg per day. And then we're looking for dose. So we got to have something that has dose in it, right? So we know that it says it's divided into even doses every 8 hours. So 24 divided by 8 is going to equal 3. So that's going to be 3 doses in one day. Did you see how we do that? You see how we did it? Did you see it? Did you catch it? All right. So in one day, there is 3 doses. And then what's our medicine? The concentration of it is 200 mgs per 5 ml. Okay, if we're looking for milliliter, I'm going to start with my milliliters. So we'll do 5 mLs over 200 milligrams. Milligrams are at the bottom. I need milligrams at the top. So I'll do this one. 12.5 milligrams per kilogram per day. Milligram crosses out. Now we've got kilograms and days on the bottom. Both of those have to go. So I'll use my weight, which is 1 kg over 2.2 pounds because we have our weight in pounds. And I'll do 112 pounds over 1. And then we got to address this day. So we'll do 1 day because day is at the bottom. I'll put day at the top. Is 3 doses. And that is it for that one, folks. So now we can finally do some math. We'll do 5 times 12.5 times 112 divided by 200 divided by 2.2 divided by 3. And that is going to be 5.30. It says to round to the nearest whole number. So our answer will be 5 milliliters per dose. And hey, the thing about dimensional analysis is the magic is in the units. Okay, the numbers and the math is going to math. Okay, you want to write your units next to it. That's what's going to be the success in all of this. All right. And rounding, I didn't see the whole number. Yep, you got to pay attention to the instructions because you'll have that whole problem set up beautifully and you'll get points taken off or get it wrong because you didn't round how they tell you to. Okay, so this is for my desired people. Okay, just saying, Justin. So that part really wasn't the math part. That was just setting up a puzzle. That's what I like to call dimensional analysis. I call it a puzzle. Now the way that I'm about to do it, the math is finna math, okay? So hold on. All right. So the first thing that we have to do is address the weight. So that's 112 divided by 2.2. So 112 divided by 2.2 equals 50.9 kgs, okay? So then we'll take our weight and we'll put our order in. So that's going to be 12.5 milligrams, and that's going to give you how many milligrams you'll have in the whole day. Okay, so 50.9 times 12.5, and that's 636.25 mgs per day. We need to know how many milliliters per dose, okay? So it tells us that it has even doses every 8 hours. So we know that there are 3 doses in a day. So we're going to divide this by 3. And so in one dose, it's going to be this number, okay? Milligrams per dose. So now that we have our desire, you can now do your desired over half. So it'll be 212.08 mgs over 200 mgs times 5 ml. So 2.008 times 5 divided by 200, and that'll be 5.302. And you round it to the nearest whole number, and it'll be 5 mLs per dose. So y'all let me know, which way do y'all think you like it better? Do you like doing desired over half, which was the second way that I did it, or dimensional analysis, which was the first way that I did it, where we lined up our units and crossed it out? The first way. Yeah. Okay. Justin likes the second way. Okay. Okay. I mean, it's really up to you. It is really, really, really up to you. I'm not good in math for the second one, and that's why I said, it's a way for everybody. But if you're not taught either one, then you kind of messed up. All right, let's see what I'm looking for. ABRN tutoring and practice questions, and we'll do heparin problems because I didn't have one queued up. Heparin is, where's heparin? Okay, here we go. I don't like that one. Okay, let's do this one. So the patient has an order to receive a heparin bolus of 4,000 units, followed by an IV drip of 14 units per kilogram per hour. The patient weighs 203 pounds. You have a heparin vial labeled heparin 1,000 units per ml. What will you give your patient for the initial bolus, and what will you set your IV pump at for a continuous drip if your 1,000 milliliter bag is labeled 40,000 units of heparin? Okay? I got some problems for you. Well, send them then, lady. My problem is I can't line up my math. You're not lining up the math, Olivia. You're lining up the units. That's the problem. You're lining up the units. What's on the top has to go on the bottom. And then the numbers, that's what's the math part, okay? All right. So this one is giving us a two-part. What happened? All right. Boom. So bolus is going to be separate. So once you do the bolus, that's going to be it. Okay. Boom. And then once you do the drip, then that's its own separate thing. So the bolus says we need 4,000 units, and it's available in a 1,000 unit per ml vial. So we're going to be looking for how many mLs to give. Okay. So we're looking for 4,000 units. We have 1,000 per ml. If I'm looking for milliliters, I'm going to put my milliliters on the top first, because I always start with what I'm looking for. It helps to have a starting point, and it helps to not have to go find it. You start what you're looking for. You don't have to go look. You start with what you're looking for. You don't have to go and find it later. Okay. So then we've got units at the bottom. We'll need units at the top. So that's this. 4,000 units over 1, because it's not with anything, it's single. So 4,000 divided by 1,000 is going to be 4 mLs. That is what's going to be our bolus, okay? Then, now we'll have to do our drip. So that one, in a sense, was kind of like dimensional analysis. You desired 4,000, you had the 1,000, so the 4 divided by the 1,000. So I'm not going to do like a whole, okay, this is desired. So it really almost was identical. So now the drip, okay? So our drips order is 14 units per kilogram per hour. The patient's weight is 203 pounds. And we have 40,000 units of heparin in a 1,000 ml bag. So anytime you see pump, IV pump, electric infusion pump, is going to be milliliter per hour. So if I'm looking for milliliter, I'm going to start with my mLs. So I'll do 1,000 mLs over 40,000 units. So my units on the bottom have to go on the top. I'll use this one. So you see 14 units will go on the top, and that'll cross out, okay? And you keep everything in that puzzle piece together. You can flip-flop them, but you can't separate them, all right? So then we've got our patient's weight, which is in pounds. So I know that 1 kilogram is 2.2 pounds. So my kilograms has crossed out, and now I can put my pounds from the bottom on the top, which is right here. 203 pounds over 1. Pounds crosses out, and now you have milliliter per hour. The bolus was 4 milliliters, because it was 4,000 divided by 1,000. 40,000 came right here, because it said you have a bag that's labeled with 40,000 of units of heparin. So that's your available concentration. All right, so we'll do 1,000 times 14 times 203 divided by 40,000 divided by 2.2. Which is 32.29. So if we rounded this to the nearest whole number, it'll be 32. If we rounded it to the nearest tenth, it'll be 32.3. So now for my desired friends, we will do our weight first, because that's the first thing you want to address. And that's going to be that 203 divided by 2.2. And it's 92.27 kgs. That's right. Yeah, that's right. Okay. And so now you multiply your weight in kilograms times your order, which is going to be 14 units. And that's going to give you how many units per hour? All right. So 92.27 times 14 is 1,000 units per hour. Okay, so now this is what we desire and this is what we have. So we'll write this number and that's what we desire. We have 40,000 units and it is in a 1,000 ml vehicle. Alrighty, so 1291.78 times 1,000 divided by 40,000, and that's still going to give us 32.29. So you see, we're doing the math and we're doing it the same way. Like every time you can get either answer. It just depends on the way that you like to do it. Well, I got one person on there who likes desired over half on YouTube. Okay. I didn't read the bolus right. Dang. Yeah. That be an important part. Okay. So, IV infusion. The provider writes an order for potassium chloride 20 milliequivalents in 500 mLs of D5W to be infused over 12 hours. What is the infusion rate in milliliter per hour? So our goal is ml on the top and hour on the bottom. So we have volume over time. That is the important part for your IV fluid rates, okay? How much to give over how long. So this right here doesn't matter. We need 500 mLs to go over. It literally tells you over 12 hours. So you got milliliters on the top, hours on the bottom. Divide the top by the bottom and you'll get 41.6 repeating. If we rounded this to the nearest whole number, what would it be? Yep. This the type of question I miss because I add the fluff. And exactly, this fluff. Is it asking you for a milliequivalent, a microgram, a milligram, a sugar shoe, a bookaboo? No, it's not. It's asking you for milliliters, how much, the volume, over how long, the time, which is going to be hours. Or if you have a drop factor, it'd be drops per minute. Okay? Stop adding that fluff in. Don't let it get to you. Alrighty. So let's see. There is 550 mLs left in the IV bag, which is infusing at 75 milliliters per hour. How long will it take to complete the infusion? Answer in hours and minutes. If the current time at which the bag was assessed is 14:05, what time will the infusion be complete? So this is a two-part problem. So we need to figure out how long it's going to take for the rest of this to infuse, and then we'll see what time will that end? Whoa. Whoa. Right? Okay. So our goal is to find hours. Okay. So my desire, folks, the only two formulas I know for an IV infusion is milliliter per hour, and then to find your drops per minute is going to be your volume over time times your drop factor. I think you can maybe benefit from ratio and proportion on some of these if you don't like the dimensional analysis part. So yeah, that's my disclaimer. Okay, so boom, 550 mLs is left in the bag. It's infusing at 75 mLs an hour. Okay. And then we want to find hours. So if we're looking for hours, I'm going to start with hours. So I'm going to flip it so that my hour is on the top. So my milliliters on the bottom. I need my mLs on the top now. So I'll use my 550. So both of those puzzle pieces are used. My units cross out, and I'm left with just hours. So it'll be 550 divided by 75. And that's going to be 7.3 repeating, okay? So how do we find out? Because it said to answer in hours and minutes. The whole number part is going to be your hours. This part behind the decimal is going to be your minutes. So we'll take everything behind the decimal and multiply it by 60. And that's going to give you how many minutes. So it says 19.8. So that's 20 minutes, okay? So we got 7 hours and 20 minutes, okay? Well, I don't need to write minutes. I got a little bit ahead of myself, okay? So if we start at 14:05, that's what time you start, and you add 7 hours and 20 minutes. Because what's 14 plus 7? What's 14 plus 7, y'all? Excuse me, 21. So we end at 21:25. Okay? So whenever it's an infusion, hour always goes on the top. Mimi Panini, we were looking for hours because it says how long will it take for the infusion to be complete. So we were looking for the time. So a time is an hour and a minute, right? So when you get the time, which we got right here, you got a decimal. So the whole number part of that number is your hours. And then the decimal part is the minutes. So that's why we started with the hour on top, because it says how long. So we was trying to figure out how long, which was your time, which is hour. If that makes sense. And then once you get the decimal part, that's when we went down to here and we multiplied the everything behind the decimal and we got our minutes, right? And so then that was how long it would take. And then so then we did the addition, and then that's when we got this bad boy. Yeah, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. It wasn't too bad. It looks a little bit more intimidating when you first read it, because it's just like, what? But yes, you find how long. So you're looking for your hours. And then, yeah, it looks bad. All of it looks bad. if we leave it up to you guys. So let's see. If we were to do this another way. For my desired folks who despise dimensional. I love dimensional now. So if you have 75 mLs an hour. And you had 550 mLs, you can do it over X. You would cross multiply. So that would be 550 equals 75X. To get X by itself, you would divide on both sides by 75, because it's an equal sign. So then that would give you that 7.3 repeating. And then you would do it the same way that we did the rest of the problem. So that's how you would do it with like a ratio, because there's no formula. I can't think of a formula. Let me know. I could be wrong. But I don't know that there's a formula that's specifically for like a problem like this. Okay, so if you're not math savvy, do the first part, and that's fine, because we don't have to be good at math to be successful at dosage. We just need to know how to solve puzzles, line up your units, and then do some multiplication and division at the end, and that's it. Okay, alrighty. So drug V. Here's the peach safe dose. 150 mgs by mouth TID is ordered for a child weighing 14 kilograms. The recommended safe dose range is 8.8 to 10.2 milligrams per kilogram per dose, divided into 3 equal doses. What is the recommended safe dosage in milligram per day for this child, and is the ordered dose safe to give? Okay, so Ped safe dose. The first thing we're going to do is find the green zone, the safe zone. What is safe enough to give to the patient, okay? And then we'll go and see what the order is to make sure that the order falls in that safe zone, okay? So that is this part. That's your safe zone. So we need to learn milligrams per day. Is that safe, okay? This is telling us how many milligrams in a dose. So it tells us that what? Okay, I think I messed this one up. I messed it up. I messed it up. It's trying to be smart. Okay. Let's see. We'll say day. Y'all, I messed this one up. Because the way that you're supposed to set it up, I was out thinking myself. Okay, all right, scratch this one. Boop, take it off the record. I owe y'all one because I messed it up the way I did the wording, so it wouldn't work out. I do apologize. Players messed up too. All right, boom. Microgram per kilogram per minute. A patient is receiving drug R IV at 23 mLs per hour. Patient weighs 85 kilograms. You are supplied with drug R 400 milligrams in 250 mLs of normal saline. How many mics per kilogram per minute is the patient receiving? Don't do me like that, Mimi Panini. You know I'm good for it. I am good for it. Look, that's what happens when, I be trying to sit up here and generate questions and make up fluff and stuff. I know. All right, so our goal is, why is this doing it? Because I did not press that part of the screen. All right, microgram per kilogram per minute, okay? Boom. So we are looking for micrograms at the top and kilograms and minutes at the bottom. So what do we have? We've got 23 mLs per hour. We've got 85 kilograms. We've got 400 mgs and 250 mLs of normal saline. All right. So those are all of our puzzle pieces. We want to get, don't know, it's going to be okay, darling Nikki, because this is dimensional analysis first. Okay. So what we want to do is get micrograms at the top and kilograms and minutes at the bottom. So we'll line up our puzzle pieces so that everything crosses out except for micrograms at the top, kilograms and minutes at the bottom. Okay. So we don't have any micrograms because our concentration is in milligrams. She's like, okay, I trust you. We gonna be all right. All right. But we always start with what it is that we're looking for. So since we don't have micrograms, we have milligrams, we'll start with a conversion. So we know that 1,000 micrograms is 1 milligram. So we already got step one of the goal. Okay. Boom. So now we got milligrams at the bottom. So we can do this puzzle piece, right? So 400 mgs over 250 mLs. Milligrams crosses out. Now we got milligrams at the bottom. We can do our milliliters at the bottom. We can do our milliliters at the top, which is this part. So 23 mLs an hour. Milliliters crosses out. We've got hour at the bottom, but we need minutes. So let's take care of that. So we know that 1 hour is 60 minutes. Hours crosses out. Now we've got minute at the bottom. We got microgram at the top, but we need kilogram, right? So our patient's weight is already in kilograms. So what we'll do is put our kilograms at the bottom, and then we'll put the 1 on the top this time instead of on the bottom, okay? So now we have micrograms on the top, kilograms and minutes on the bottom, and we can finally do the math. So what y'all think about setting this problem up like that? It wasn't too bad, was it? So we'll do 1,000 times 400 times 23 divided by 250 divided by 60 divided by 85. And that's going to be 7.21 micrograms per kilogram per minute. Now, this is my disclaimer. I'm about to do some math. So if you don't like the math, then do it this way. I got all of it but the kilograms. But do you see now, Mimi Panini, how you have to, it's just the units. Once you get how it's set up, because that's the goal. Remember, it asked us what do we need to find. So we have to have micrograms on the top and kilograms and minutes on the bottom. Okay? And you see that it's on the bottom. So everything has to match your goal. When you match the goal, yes, the light switch came on, didn't it? And it makes so much sense. You set up every single problem that same way, you won't get it wrong. As long as you match your units up to what it is that the question is asking you. Now, you got to put the right stuff in there. You can't just put what you want. But as long as you put what's in the problem and you match it up, it'll never steer you wrong. All right. Darling Nikki, yes, we can study together. Yes, we can study together. We sure can. You can send me a DM or you can go to my website, www.abrntutoring.com. All right. So let's do it for the desires. All right. So we've got 23 emails an hour and it's going at, 23 emails an hour and we've got 400 mgs and 250 mils. So we're going to do our milligrams. So we want to know how many micrograms per kilogram per minute. So you kind of have to like break it down each piece. So we need to know how many micrograms. Okay. So we've got 400 milligrams and 250 mls. It is going at 23 mls an hour. Okay. So this is going to give us milligrams first. All right. Boom. So it's in my link in my bio too. Just in case you're looking for it. All right, so we'll do 400 times 23 because we're going to cross multiply, and that's going to be this number equals 250x. We are going to divide each side by 250 so we can get x by itself, and that is going to be 36.8, and that is milligrams. And that's milligrams an hour, okay? We need micrograms per minute. So we're going to change that from milligrams to micrograms. So if we're going from a larger number to a smaller number, so might to slight, we're going to move this 3 decimal spaces to the right. So it'll be 36.8 and we'll do 1, 2, 3. So I'll add my 2 zeros. So that's how many micrograms we have an hour. We need micrograms per minute, right? So then we'll divide this by 60. So 30, I'm just going to times that by that in my calculator, divided by 60. And that's going to be 613.333 repeating micrograms per minute. But we need to know how many micrograms per minute per kilogram. So then we'll take that and divide it by 85. And then we'll get 7.21. So after doing this problem, the first way with dimensional analysis, and then this way with desired, or ratios, the math burdened way, which way do you prefer? Setting it up with the units or going step by step with the math? And you can be honest, this is a safe place. I promise I'm not going to discriminate against either one. It won't hurt my feelings. The units on this one, right? It can get a little intensive, right? So it's like you got to remember, okay, this is per milliliter per hour, and then this is microgram. I need milligram. Then I got to divide this, and I got to divide that. I got to convert that. So if you know what you're doing and you like math, and the math be really mathing to you, that's this way. If it doesn't, and you're like, what in the heck of hex, then you got to line your units up with the dimensional analysis. Okay? All right. I just like to show everybody, their desired ways. All right, so let's do drug B, 2 grams IV piggyback to infuse over 75 minutes. Drug B is available from the pharmacy as 2 grams and 250 mLs of normal saline. The patient is receiving a primary infusion of 0.9% sodium chloride at 125 milliliters per hour. What will the nurse set the IV pump in milliliter per hour to administer the dose of drug B? All right, so what are we looking for? Milliliters per hour, right? This one, let's play a game. You want to play a game? Let's see what is the fluff, okay? So, what's the fluff? Because we got a lot of stuff going on here. What would you use to put milliliter on the top and hour on the bottom in this question? 2 grams is fluff. She said all of it. Okay, so what's the fluff? The 2 grams, all right? Because we're not asking for a milligram, a microgram, or a milligram, right? The 0.9, all of this right here, that's the primary infusion. We want to know about drug B. We're not studying the primary, right? Okay, so then we said 2.2 grams is fluff, all right? So what is our volume? What is our volume then? How much are we giving to the patient? What is our top number? 250 mLs. And what is our time? 75 minutes. So we got milliliter on the top and minute on the bottom. We need hour on the bottom, right? So I'll put my 60 minutes over 1 hour. So my minutes will cross out. And now I have milliliter per hour. Boom. And y'all just got through all of that fluff that was laid within that problem. Okay? So we'll have 200 mLs per hour. What y'all think about it? Aren't you proud of yourself? I'm proud of y'all. That wasn't too bad. I just need to read. Okay, then. I am not going to do this. All right. So this one is a reconstitution one. Okay. Reconstitution. So the secret to reconstitution is this: concentrate on the concentration. It doesn't matter how big the bottle is. It doesn't matter how much diluent we're adding to it. It doesn't matter how many times you shake it up. It don't matter what country or origin it's from. It doesn't matter. We just want to know how many milligrams per milliliter, how many grams per milliliter, how many milliequivalents, how many little floating particles is in the liquid once you shake it up and make it, and turn it from a powder to a liquid again. That's it. So that's the fluff, is all that other stuff. Okay, so the physician prescribes drug M, 40 milligrams IM. The vial of powder states add 8 mLs of bacteriostatic water for injection to the 500 mg vial to make a concentration 125 milligram per 2 ml. How many milliliters equal the ordered dose? Okay, so we are looking for milliliter. So what is our concentration? $125 milligrams per 2 ml. And what is our ordered dose? 40 milligrams. Boom. So if we're looking for ml, we start with ml. 2 mLs over 125 milligram. 40 milligrams will go on the top over 1. Milligrams crosses out. We'll do 2 times 40 divided by 125. And that'll be 0.64. Huh. Yep. And that's how you do it with dimensional. So with your desire, you desire 40. And you have 125 milligrams in a 2 ml vehicle. So same way, 40 times 2 divided by 125, which is 0.64. Okay? That is the secret for Reconstitution. When it has those labels on there, and you see all that extra stuff, and it tells you, okay, add this and this and all that. We don't care about that. We want to know how many booty boops per doo doots. Milligrams per milliliter, whatever. It doesn't matter about the unit of measure, because electrolytes can't be a milligram. It's electrical, it's measured in milli equivalents, right? So it doesn't matter about the unit of measure, just the concentration after you reconstitute it. All right. Okay then, come on, math test. Yes, yes, yes. I love it. Congratulations, nurses cometh 2024. I love it. Yes, 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 yes. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Haha. All right. I'm excited. The doctor orders 1 liter of normal saline for 8 hours. The drop factor is 20 drops per minute. Well, 20 drops per mLs. What is the flow rate in drops per minute? So we know that this is dimensional. Drops per minute is our goal. We've got 1 liter going over 8 hours. And we've got 20 drops per ml. So we're looking for drops per minute. We'll start with our drops. So 20 drops per ml. You can't put a liter on top of a milliliter and expect for it to cancel out. Okay. So we'll do 1000 mLs is 1 liter. Milliliters crosses out. And now we can do our 1 liter over 8 hours. Your liter crosses out, and we got hours at the bottom instead of minutes. So we'll do 1 hour is 60 minutes. So you see how all your units line up on the top and the bottom, and they cross out. So 20 times 1000 divided by 8 divided by 60. And that's going to be 41.6 repeating. You ain't ever went into the kitchen and seen 0.6666 of a drip. So you have to round it to the nearest whole number, which is going to be 42 drops per minute. Now, the formula for this is volume over time times your drop factor. Boom, boom, boom. So let's see, volume. And it's got to be in milliliters over time in minutes times your DF, which is your drop factor, which is always going to be drops per ml. Okay. So if we have 1 liter, we know that 1 liter is 1000 mLs. Okay. So to be 1000 milliliters over 8 hours. So we do 8 times 60 because it has to be in minutes. So that'll be 480 minutes. It has to be in minutes. If you don't put it in minutes, you're going to get it wrong. Okay. So then we got drop factor is 20 drops per ml. Uh-oh. I crossed out the wrong thing. I want my minutes at the bottom. There we go. So then it'll be the same thing, which is 42. Okay. And I passed my first semester of nursing school. Go ahead, you cutting up. Do you have the summer off, or do you have to have a summer semester? Yeah, are y'all in school this summer? What's going on? Is anybody starting? What's going on? If you get a break, take a break. Please take a break. Regroup and get yourself together. And yes, you need to rest because these semesters are hard. Okay. Alrighty. So drops per minute. D5 normal saline with 20 milliequivalents of calcium chloride in 750 mLs to infuse at 75 milliliters per hour. On hand is IV tubing with a drop factor of 15 drops per ml. Calculate the flow rate in drops per minute. She said, I got to study all summer. Okay, then. We'll do that. We can study all summer. I might take a break hither and thither, but we'll be here. Okay. All right. So if we're looking for drops per minute, look, all this part right here. Fluff. If it gave you the rate, which is telling you how much per how long, that's your rate right there. All the other stuff was fluff. Fluff, 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 fluff. Okay? Thought so. Fluff. Exactly. So you got your rate, then you got your drop factor. So we'll set it up with our drops first. So 15 drops per ml times 75 milliliters per hour. Milliliters crosses out. And then we'll do 1 hour is 60 minutes. Hours crosses out. And we've got drops on the top and minutes on the bottom. 15 times 75 divided by 60. It's going to be 18.75. So 19 drops per minute. 15 times 75 divided by 60. Yep. Okay. And if you did the formula, it would be 75 milliliters per hour, which is going to be 60 minutes, right? Because remember, we can't put hour at the bottom. It's got to be in the minutes. And then the drop factor is 15 drops per ml. So 75 times 15 divided by 60, still going to be 18.75. Yup. Yep. Just for the record. Boom. Alrighty. Okay, this last one. A nurse is preparing to administer drug K, 15 mgs per kilogram per day by mouth, divided in equal doses every 8 hours to a patient who weighs 120 pounds. Drug K is available as 125 milligrams per 5 ml. How many milliliters should the nurse administer per dose? All right, so this is the final question for this per day, per dose issue. So we're not going to have any more issues with per day and per dose, right? Right. Okay. All right. So dimensional analysis. You said pause? Okay. All right. I'm going to pause so that y'all can work it. She said, now hold up. I was pausing. What did I do? I didn't try to get in trouble. Excuse me, y'all. I got a long weekend coming up. Ooh. All right. Can I start working now? Ready. Yeah, ready. All right, so we're doing dimensional analysis. Our goal is milliliter per dose. So we want milliliter on the top and dose on the bottom. All right. So what are our puzzle pieces? This is our order, which is 15 milligrams per kg per day. We've got our patient weight of 120 pounds. Our goal tells us we want milliliter per dose. So we got to have our frequency. That matters, right? So it says it's in equal doses every 8 hours. So 24 divided by 8 is going to be 3. So we know that there are 3 doses in one day. And then our concentration is 125 mgs per 5 ml. All right. If I'm looking for my milliliter, I start with what I'm looking for. 5 ml over 125 mgs. Now we've got milligrams on the bottom. I need milligrams on the top. So 15 milligrams per kilogram per day. Milligrams crosses out. My patient's weight is in pounds, so I'll need to do my conversion, which is 1 kilogram is 2.2 pounds. Kilograms crosses out. Now I'll put my 120 pound patient right there over 1. Pounds crosses out. I've got milliliter on the top, but I need dose on the bottom. So I know that in one day, there are 3 doses. And my days crosses out, and now I'm at goal. So let's go to the calculator. 5 times 15 times 120 divided by 125 divided by 2.2 divided by 3. And I got 10.9, and it says we are to round to the nearest whole number, so it'll be 11 mLs per dose. Who got it? And if you didn't, don't be ashamed, because we don't shame people. Hey, turn up. I know, right? Doesn't it feel good? She said, this guy. All right. And then let's see, for the are y'all desired people? Y'all still here? Do I need to do this one in desired isness? She said, woo, I think I'm catching on. I haven't even started school. See, and that's the thing. You want to learn it before you start, because you don't want to get in there. I think it catches a lot of people off guard because they don't know what to expect with dosage calculation. And it puts so much pressure on you to have to make a 85 or a 90 or 95 or risk getting kicked out, or you can't go to clinical and pass your meds and all of that other stuff. So people will be like, oh my gosh, what is this? And then it's just like woo 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 and boo 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 boo, and you be like, oh my goodness. And then you be having whole heart attacks and strokes and all kind of stuff. And I'm just like, calm down. It's gonna be okay. We gonna solve some puzzles, and it's gonna be all right. Learn your metric conversions, because they will be your best friend. And if you're not good at dimensional, at math, like my desired over half friends, they good at math. They like the math. They like to do the breakdown, which is fine. That's good, because if you know it that way, then that's cool. But if you don't like math, do it the way I just did. So this is the way that if you do like math, you will do it, okay? So you will do 120 divided by 2.2, because that's going to give us our kilograms. So 120 divided by 2.2 is 54.54 kgs. We'll take our weight in kilograms and insert it into our order, which is going to be that 15 milligrams, and that's going to give us how many milligrams per day, okay? So that's going to be this number right here. All right, we need to know how much is in a dose. So we know that it's going to be 3 doses in a day. So I'm going to divide that by 3. So that's going to be 272.7 milligrams in one dose. That is our desired number, okay? So we have 272.7 mgs, and then we have 125 milligrams. I lost my concentration. And then 5 ml vehicle, okay? So 272.7 times 5 divided by 125. And that's going to give you 10.9. And then you round, and it'll be 11 milliliters per dose. Cha-cha-cha. All right. So how y'all feeling? How is y'all feeling? I think y'all did good. Y'all did good. You know, it was a good session. She said easy night. Ma'am, don't let me pull up the transcripts and go to that first couple of questions. You was like, whoa. With them those fractions. She said, I think I need a beginner's class. Yeah. I'm gonna throw them fractions in there and throw everybody off. I like fractions though. But yeah, it was cool studying with y'all, and I appreciate you liking the live and sharing it with your nursing besties and the algorithm and your cohort. Thank you for supporting me as I support you. Somebody's supposed to be sending me some questions because I'm trying to make them identical to what you see because I don't have HESI, I don't have ATI, so I just kind of have to use my fillers and create questions. But yeah, so a blessed RN 205, that is my email. My dosage private tutoring site is a brntutoring.com. Through the 11th, there is a promo code defeat dosage 24, and it'll take 15% off of any of my services that I have on there. Also, if you go to abrn.com/resources, there are practice questions, there are study guides and study sheets that show you how to break it down like step by step. And then of course you know that you can watch the replay on YouTube. And thank you, YouTubers, for tuning in tonight.